Hey everybody, my name is Neil Chambers. I am the co-founder of Chambers Design. We are a landscape design build company based in northern New Jersey. Today I wanted to go over something that comes up a lot at the very beginning of projects and even before people are even thinking about doing a project. And this falls into what I would call into the series that we're creating called Envisioning Your Dream Project. So I'm going to do a few videos kind of going over projects, but also I just thought at the very beginning to talk about how to just even start getting your ideas together. I'm going to go over some stuff that probably a lot of people know of, but I wanted to show just how powerful they were. Because when clients engage us and start talking to us about projects, they either have some images that they really like of projects they want to see potentially if that was something they could do with their yard. Sometimes they're like they have all these questions and they're not even sure how much or how to even start. So this is often what I will talk to people if they really want to take a little bit of time and figure some imagery out before we start to talk more. And just in terms of being a designer, anytime you can bring ideas to a designer of things that you really like, it really helps orient the first few conversations. I mean, it's a really valuable tool. So a couple of things I wanted to show. Number one is something that a lot of people know, and I have it already loaded up here, is Pinterest. And Pinterest is a great tool to look into ideas about your yard and sustainability and even exteriors of your house or redesigning that stuff. And the reason I say that is that the search is really, really robust, and you can create, and you can see here on our Chambers Design Pinterest page, you can create boards and you can save things as pins, and you'll get followers and you can follow. So the first thing that I would suggest is when you have ideas, if it's about a certain part of your landscape, you can see here's all the board. You create boards for those ideas, and here are some boards that we have created. This is just another one. I'm going to look at rain gardens because we do a lot of rain gardens. So these are a couple images that I have found of things that may or may not be rain gardens per se, but I could really see a project like this becoming a rain garden. So here's a project that's really cool and it's really designed and it's really nice. It looks like it's more for a park or a public space versus a residential project. And I've also uploaded some images of stuff that we've done. This is an image that we did of a front yard. And then this is a different project, and it kind of shows our working drawings where we're showing the client where the rain park is located and how vegetables can be integrated, and just basic stuff to give clients a really good idea about what we're doing. And the thing about creating a board is that it just gives you a chance to save stuff in one place, and then when you want to or you're engaging a designer, you can send either your full page or just your board to someone by using these little tabs. And it's really valuable because if you send me something like this, I'll have a really good understanding about what you're thinking about, and we can really start to talk about that more as we do initial consultations or a phone interview or a phone call or something like that. The other thing is that if you're not sure what you want to do yet, you can search that and you can see, like I've been doing some searches. So, contemporary landscape, residential landscape, and it'll pull up images of homes and what they've done. And it just gives you a chance to see it. Really helpful, really helps you get a sense about what is and isn't your style or what you do and do not want, Other things that I've kind of preset for looking at is like retaining walls. And this is a good thing because almost every yard that we do in New Jersey needs a retaining wall. And so the thing I wanted to show about this is that, if you need retaining walls, you think you might need a retaining wall. If you search just retaining walls, it might bring up some kind of technical drawings like this or this, which aren't really super valuable. I mean, it definitely shows you ways of installing something, but you might see things like this that are really exciting in terms of steel. You might be thinking of wood. So, again, like if you put on things like contemporary retaining walls, it'll pull up different, more specific examples. And if you want, and so here's a really good example down here of a Gabion wall or a steel wall. And this is Corten steel, which is the type of steel that rusts that you see a lot around concrete walls. And that's the other thing. If you wanted something like you wanted a contemporary steel retaining wall, the more specific you can get, the more exact and examples you're going to see of this as ways. And so, clicking into them, looking at them. I mean, this is a really big project of steel. Just gives you a lot of examples, and you might not necessarily want to do all this, but there might be pieces you might really like, those steel risers on those stairs, and that might be something you want to show the designer and you want to talk about. You might like something like this, the way that the steel wall and the bench are interrelated, and how you might like that. You might like the way, like you might just think, I really like the height and the dimensions of this, lip, and the height and the grass planted, and that's enough. That's enough to start. Another thing I wanted to show, and I'm sure a lot of people know about, is house. Now, I say house is, in terms of my experience, house is not as good as Pinterest. You can still create pages and save images to those pages and send those things. Here's a couple of projects we've done, some interiors and exteriors. With this, it's the same thing. You need to be really specific about what you were looking for. But if you were looking for retaining walls, sometimes when you do that, it still doesn't give you what you're looking for. And and it depends on if you're in professionals or where you're at. But it is, you got to do a little more searching to find the right examples. Like this, there's no retaining walls on the search results, which is not ideal. So that's why I do like Pinterest. Another one that a lot of people, I'm not sure if a lot of people do use, is on Google, because Google, if you do retaining walls, or if you say, I want to do contemporary retaining walls, retaining walls, boom. It gives you, there's always like these little sales or things that you can buy. There's a little code, but in this little square of images, if you click images, boom, it gives you a whole list of stuff. And again, this is a very general execution of what a retaining wall can be, but all of them are contemporary in most regards, with water features and lighting and planting. And so that's the really cool thing. And if you wanted to be really specific, maybe you wanted a Gabion retaining wall, contemporary Gabion wall, it gives you a whole bunch of examples of what those are. And then, so those are three options I would say to look, and then start kind of collecting those images as a way to even begin to envision what you love and what you really would love to see in your projects, because all this is really beautiful stuff. And I think that, like, seeing this from a client really helps move a project in a direction that the end result will be what you're really looking for. And with that, that's our first video. We're going to do a series of these videos. The first few are going to be about envisioning your dream project, which is going to just go over stuff like this, and we're going to get in some projects, and then we run you through how we work with people to really kind of go from this, an image of what you like, to really starting to lay out a full design for that. We're also going to go over materials and cost of materials and options for materials, whether it's a deck or a paver or, steps, lighting, all that stuff as well, to really get that as a piece. And then the last piece we're going to do is the sustainability series, pieces inside that, like how to source, what sustainability means for landscape design and residential design, how to source it, what to ask for, what's options, why is it sustainable versus why it's not sustainable. So check us out. We'll be doing these, we're going to try to do it once a month. If we can do them a little bit soon, more often, but we will try as much as we can to get as much content as we out. In the meantime, always check out our website, chambersdesign.net, and our blog, Yard blog, and we'll see you soon.